the switch here? And what could it be for? Guesses in the comments, please. What does this switch do? You'll never guess, I'll tell you. So, remember I said that the Speedo failed again, the cable broke, and it's happened before, and you know, I could have got a new cable, but you know, motorcycle rescuer Charlie quite rightly said that I should probably you know, take off at the point where the speed's registered on the wheel, what's it called, my mind's gone blank again. Take that off, clean it out, grease it up. Of course that's the correct thing to do, but you may remember I was looking for an excuse to get myself one of these, which is a wireless GPS speedometer for a motorbike. In fact, for anything really, boat, car, bike, it's fully waterproof. I say it's wireless. What I mean by that is you don't have to, you know, attach anything to the transmission or the wheel to get the speed. It's taken from satellites. It's wired in terms of needing 12 volt, well, between 12 and 24 volt power. And it's a gorgeous little thing. I've just been for a bit of a ride with it. Obviously my bike speedo is not working, so I couldn't check the speed against that. But I've got an app on my phone that I use, and I was watching the two, and you know that they're pretty much spot on. This one has got some nice little features actually, so that's it's easy to set to miles, no problem at all, comes with good instructions. I got this one off Amazon. It wasn't cheap, it was 50 quid, but it's had some good reviews, and yeah, it's got some good features. So it's set to miles, it comes in kilometres, but I changed it to miles per hour. Got your trip there. You've got max speed, that is, so it records your maximum speed, could be handy. Time, of course. I'm not going to pretend to know all that is. I haven't looked at all of these in the instructions yet, but what I'm trying to get to is this one. So it's got a battery level indicator, which is so handy, because I don't know if you remember, I used to have a battery level indicator on this bike, but I had to take that off a little while ago because we needed to get to, well, the handlebars needed to come off basically. So anyway, yeah, it's got a battery level indicator, which is really nice to have. It's getting its data from 3 satellites at the moment, triangulated from that. There's a little green light here which flashes when you first turn it on to show that it's searching for a satellite. First time I turned it on, it took, I don't know, a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and every subsequent time it's been almost instantaneous. So 3 satellites, and then we're back to distance again. Oh, by the way, the bike's ticking over nicely, and it ran really beautifully, so touch wood, we're past those little teething problems, but I'll keep you posted. But let's turn the bike off, because you probably can't hear me. And let me just turn this off as well, so I don't kill the battery. So yeah, I obviously had options for fitting this. My initial plan was to fit it, because it's quite a nice size, my initial plan was to fit it within the housing of the old Speedo. But then I thought, you know, there's actually nothing wrong with this at all, and one day I might want to sell it, or I might want to recommission it, and actually it's quite handy having the other warning lights and the fuel gauge. Probably eventually what I'll do is do away with these clocks and knock up some sort of hurricane style warning, yeah, idiot lights, warning lights, but that's down the road yet. So at the moment, what I've done, I've attached it to the handlebars, as you can see. Anybody who knows me knows that gaffer tape is my friend, but don't panic, the gaffer tape isn't holding this in place. There's some big old what are they called, those hose clips that you screw. My brain is not functioning today, you know what I mean. There's one of those round there, going into some cable ties, and you can't tell from this, but the housing for this is one of the old fork protectors from the ER5 that normally sit here. It's a really nice snug fit for this clock, which is amazing. So I'm glad I kept them. So yeah, I've cable tied that on in conjunction with the hose clip thing, nice and tight, and then I've just gaffer taped it for coolness, rat bikeness, you know. So as far as electrics go on this thing, wiring, there's a plug on the back. You know, this thing is finger in the shot again. I apologise sincerely for that. I've noticed I've been doing that a lot lately on my videos, and it must be insanely irritating. I'm sorry. Yeah, the wiring on this, there's a connector with multiple sockets, but they're really alternative positive and negatives. So there's literally only 2 pins going into this thing, a black and a red, positive and negative, and I've just run a wire from that with the others under the tank, under the seat, and I've connected it to the positive and negative terminals of the battery with a couple of spade connectors. So obviously without this switch, that would be, you know, the speedo would be on permanently, and although it's a low current drain, I don't particularly want that. So I put a good high quality switch in on the positive line, so that it's a true off, you know, because if you wire it onto the negative or the ground, you're not going to have a true on-off state. You're still going to have some positive flow through. So I've wired that onto the positive line, and that is a waterproof on-off switch to literally turn the speedo on and off. And I won't forget that, because it's right next to my bright red fuel on-off switch that I am well into the habit of turning off. So what I'm going to do with this, I don't know if you've seen, what's it called? Is it ticker tape? That stuff, you know the really old labelling machines where you turn a dial for the letters and you get the blue or black or red tape, and it produces the white letters on the tape. I think it's ticker tape or something. Anyway, that's used a lot in, you know, NATO vehicle applications for labelling dashboard stuff and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna label this something totally random, and I'll probably cover that Latnex logo as well, with some weird aircraft reference, and I might blank this with something funky at some point as well. And actually, from a Hurricane fighter plane point of view, it's quite cool to have multiple dials here, so that might stay as it is. But yeah, this on-off switch, obviously that's open to tampering, and someone could come along and flick that and I could come back to a dead battery. So I'm going to buy, you've probably seen them, the red aircraft switch locks, you know, so you, like a missile switch or something, you flick it up and then you can access the switch, and I think you can get a lockable one of them. So I'm gonna come up with something for that anyway. But yeah, so that's the new aircraft speed monitoring system. Hope you like it, and thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, all I've done here, I've literally cut the old cable off and sealed it off, just to stop any more dirt or crud ingress into the gear here, you know, the drive, the speedo drive, because obviously I may want to use that again one day, and I may want to actually follow Charlie's sensible advice of taking it apart, cleaning it and greasing it up. But anyway, that's where we're at the moment. So thanks for watching. I'd love to hear a comment. Any questions at all about this thing, I'll do my best to answer them. I think there's 3 background colours you can choose. I've got green at the moment. I haven't looked into that yet, but it's a really good, supposed to be waterproof device, switches between kilometres, miles per hour, and nautical miles very easily. I'm hoping it will retain its settings during a long power off, but we'll wait and see about that. The only thing I'm not sure about yet, and I haven't found out how to do, is how to set the odometer on this, because obviously 31,000 miles was where this one failed, and this one's going to be showing whatever from new, you know, so I've would like to have a way to add that reading to this one. And I'm also obviously hoping that this one remembers a reading in the first place. But I'll keep you posted on that stuff for now. If anybody knows anything more about odometer readings and MOTs and that kind of thing, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. But yeah, I'll sign off now. Thanks so much for watching, and catch you in the next video.